Hey everybody, welcome on back. Big Ben 1542 coming back again. This time it's going to be a little overview of the mid-season patch notes for Season 7. These went live 2 days ago, a little late to the game, I know, but we're here. So to start off, obviously we have the Laissez Femme and Overwatch crossover time event. Kinda excited for this, but seeing that the skins are worth $68.
Son of a bitch.
But yeah, just if you're ready, if you're down to spend $68 in skins, go for it. More power to you, I guess. I'm not gonna be doing that. Next up, we have endorsements. They're finally changing these a little bit. So if you're like me and you like squatting up with your friends and whatnot, and you can't really endorse, or you can't be endorsed by people, they finally fixed it so that the amount of decay that your endorsement goes down is kind of reduced by if one of the players on your team is your friend, or if a player on your team has endorsed you within the past 24 hours. It really doesn't mean much, honestly. But if you like keeping your endorsements up, then this helps you actually keep your endorsement up and play with your friends, which is great. But yeah, so on to the next one. We have challenges now for the player title for your hero progressions, which is pretty cool. So you get legendary, mythic, and ultimate player title challenges, each hero's progression challenges. So it gives you actually something else to do for your progression, instead of just playing the character and then just keep going, like with no end goal. So progression, again, victory pose now shows your progression level instead of the hero level. Really just another quality of life, kind of something more visual to see at the end, to actually represent your progression level instead of just the hero level. The social features, the default option for match text chat is set now to off by default. New players can be changing the social options, which means you won't be seeing the match text unless you turn it on. This kind of helps you not have to deal with any of the negativity of the Overwatch community, honestly, because they can be very negative, especially for new players. So if you want to turn that on, you can go ahead and turn that on. Again, let's see, as well as the team voice chat is now set to on. Previously it was set to auto join for new players. Honestly, it just really make a difference. It's really basically the same thing. Let's see, but this is where things get huge. All right, so next we have the hero updates. Starting off, they buffed D.Va's movement speed. So instead of you moving 40% less while firing your fusion cannons, you're now going to move 30% less. So you're moving a little bit faster. We can kind of close in that gap between you and whoever you're firing at. The macro missiles, they will also travel faster, from 40 speed to 50 speed now. Makes it easier so that you can actually hit your targets. Doomfist is minimal wall stun duration decreased from 0.25 to 0.15 seconds, and his maximum wall stun duration increased from 0.75 to 0.6 seconds. So basically what this means is this helps the people that got stunned be able to react more to Doomfist after stunned. This is a nerf to Doomfist, which I guess kinda helps a little bit, but I mean, I didn't really have much of an issue, honestly. But I mean, I guess we'll see how this goes. Wintun, he got a little bit of a buff here. So his secondary fire range now increased from 30 to 40 meters. Pretty nice. They actually poke a little bit more from further away, and actually get a little bit more use out of Wintun from a distance instead of just only diving. Bastion, they increase his cooldown from 10 to 12 seconds, and they also increase his weapon spread by 10%. It's gonna be a little bit harder to hit shots with him, and also obviously your cooldown is going to be increased. They won't be using that as often, which means picking fights is going to be a little bit more difficult, and you're definitely going to have to really not press that button as much as you want to on engagements. It most likely will change things up a little bit. Not too much though, I'm sure. because he's most likely still going to be pretty well used, I'd say. It'll just give a little bit more of a window opportunity to kind of take him out, which honestly is the end goal for Bastion. Next, we have Cassidy. His magnetic grenade also cooldown increase from 10 to 12 seconds, just to kind of help the ball players, honestly, I'd say, because playing against a Cassidy as a ball, super frustrating, no fun. It almost instantly kills the fun. Same thing, honestly, makes you choose when to actually use it a little bit more important than what it was before. See, next we have Mei. So the developer comment here, Mei is slightly overperforming. Her improved primary fire damage output is good for her role. Rather than adjust her further, we're instead targeting the more commonly frustrating crowd control aspect of its slowing effect. So instead of nerfing her damage, they're nerfing her slow effect. So you'll be moving 30% slower instead of the original 40% slower, which honestly, it'll still be annoying, honestly, but it won't be as annoying since it won't be moving as slowly as before. Like if you're ball again, if you're ball, it won't be as bad, but still very annoying. Sombra, they decrease her ultimate cost, so you'll be getting that a lot faster. I honestly didn't have much of an issue with it, but you know, I'm fine with that. You know, Symmetra, they decreased her base shield health from 125 to 100, so now she has a total of 200 HP. I say that's fair, since she can gain her shields back by shooting a shielded enemy, or a shield for that matter. So yeah, I say that's fair. Widowmaker, apparently she's been having some issues with Sombra, which I mean is fair, especially after the recent rework. So they're giving her max spread increase from 3 to 7, so you're able to shoot 7 bullets instead of the original 3 before you reach maximum spread. So you're a little bit more accurate for those first 7 shots, and they also reduce her ultimate cost as well, so you'll be getting that a lot quicker. Now this is the biggest part here. All right, support is getting a huge nerf all around. All right, Ana, cooldown increase on her biotic grenade from 10 to 12 seconds. That's going to be a huge difference. All right, before, you know, it was difficult to use your grenade and not worry about if you should have kept it or not, but now it's going to be even more, you know, keep it until you really need it, and if you miss that nade, then you're absolutely boned. Same thing for Baptiste. His immortality field, immortality field's health decreased from 150 to 125, so it's easier to destroy the immortality field. But if you place the immortality field in a way that the enemy can't even shoot it, then it honestly doesn't mean anything. But they also increased the cooldown from 23 seconds to 25 seconds. Again, another 2-second increase, which is a huge difference. Yari, this one is pretty rough. So, developer comment, they said Yari's overall damage output throughout a match is too high. So they're reducing how consistent her solar rifle damage is to apply. Her weapon has some other disadvantages, such as needing to charge up and a reduced critical damage multiplier, but we'll be evaluating how much of an effect this change has in combination with a reduced healing pylon uptime. This first bullet point here, primary fire projectile size reduced from 0.1 to 0.05 meters. So they reduced the actual size of the projectile that you shoot from the solar rifle, so that it is harder to hit your target. Originally, it wasn't as hard to actually hit somebody with her rifle because the projectile was relatively huge, and so it would hit the enemy's hitbox rather easily. But now they halved that projectile size, so now it's going to be a little bit harder to hit. But next, they also changed healing pylon. So the base health of the healing pylon was reduced from 75 down to 50 with a total of 100 HP. So they took off 25 health, so now it has a total of 100 HP And then the cooldown for when it's destroyed is increased from 12 to 15 seconds. When your healing pylon is actually destroyed, it will take 15 seconds before you can deploy it again. If you move the healing pylon before it gets destroyed, then it will still be the normal 12 seconds. But after it is destroyed, it will be 15 seconds for you to actually be able to use it again. Kiriko, your Suzu cooldown increased from 14 to 15 seconds. Again, I found many times where I needed just one more second of Suzu before I could use it before I died. But yeah, and it's gonna be rough, boys. It's gonna be rough. That 1 second is gonna make a huge deal if you die or not. Life Weaver, another pretty big one here. The dev comment for Life Weaver's total healing over a match is significantly higher than any other hero, so to help bring it more in line, we're making some adjustments in his primary Healing Blossom. So Healing Blossom, its ammo is reduced from 20 to 16, and his max heal reduced from 75 to 70. So less healing, as well as less ult charge, so it'll be harder for you to get your ult right away. Yeah, it's gonna be huge. Life Grip also cooldown increase from 16 to 19 seconds. Honestly, kind of hard to see why for this one, because Life Grip, I rarely use Life Grip especially effectively. So having the cooldown change from 16 to 19 is pretty brutal, not gonna lie. But yeah, I guess we'll see how it goes. And now for my biggest gripe. Boy, oh boy, this is gonna be rough. Zenyatta. Developer comments real quick. The goal of these changes is to add more counterplay against Discord Orb and encourage Zenyatta players to think more about who to place it on. Now, if the effect ends for any reason, the target is temporarily unable to be targeted again by Discord Orb. A new soft targeting reticle appears when aiming toward an enemy player that cannot be affected by Discord Orb to display the remaining duration before it can be reapplied. This is a significant change both to how the ability feels to use and how clear it is to understand, so we will be keeping a close eye on player feedback. So this one, oh boy, I tell you. So first off, they buffed Zenyatta's health, so he gets an extra 25 health, so that'll be a total of 225 HP for Zenyatta. But his Harmony Orb, when your teammates lose line of sight for 5 seconds, Discord Orb will return to you. Originally it was 3 seconds, so they gave you an extra 2 seconds of Harmony Orb behind a wall. But the biggest thing is, as I said in the developer comments, Discord Orb can no longer be reapplied to the same target for 7 seconds after the effect has been removed, but they also increased the range of it from 30 to 40 meters. So, tank mains, I don't know how to feel about this one, dude. Discord Orb, after it leaves you, if you lose line of sight for Zenyatta after, I think it was like 5 seconds now, the Discord Orb returns to Zenyatta and he will not be able to Discord you again for 7 seconds. That means there's a high chance that Zenyatta will be sure to keep you in his eyes so that he will not lose line of sight of you, and he will keep that orb on you for as long as it takes. So it can either absolutely help you or it can absolutely destroy you. So who knows how that will go. Otherwise, there's not much else in here except for some control updates again, as they've been trying to fix some stuff. Maybe hopefully this won't break another character like it broke Hanzo before. Rather, there's a lot of rumble as well fixes, but you can actually get some feedback from the controller if you're using a controller for when stuff is done. Oh my gosh, there's so much. But yeah, that's it right there. So guys, I hope that you enjoyed this breakdown of the patch notes for October 31st, 2023 for the mid-season patch of Season 7. If you did, it would be nice if you would leave a like for me. Maybe also a comment telling me what you think about these changes. Let me know what you liked or maybe did not like. Personally, some of these changes I think are a little bit rough, a little bit too strong, but we'll see how it goes throughout the next few weeks with these changes out. Anyways, guys, if you're not subscribed to me, I would really appreciate it if you would just click that button for me real quick. It's absolutely free, and it will mean a lot to me if you were to just click that button. Just a little poke, That's all it takes. But anyways, guys, I appreciate you watching the video, and I hope to see you again next time. Have a good one. Bye.